Scene 1, take 1. My name is David Shannon, and welcome to my portfolio. My portfolio contains the 5 pieces of work that I've made here while at uni, one of which we're actually filming right here in this studio. Out of the 5 pieces I've made while I've been at uni, I've made 2 works of narrative fiction, 1 documentary, 1 mockumentary, and footage that was broadcast by Channel 7. Let's get started. Let's start with the first film I was involved in while at uni. The title of this mockumentary is Boat Boys, and I was the assistant director. I was assisting both the director and the production team, so it was my job to make sure everything on set ran smoothly. I was also an assistant to the cinematographer. Not only that, but I was also acting, something which I've done in a few of my films. When I'm in there, I'll point it out. Let's take a look.
The only people we employ are young blokes, and we call them boat boys.
We have to make a decision. It's either the new deck or the boat boys. We can't afford both.
In my opinion, this piece was extremely successful. So, what did I learn? Well, because it was our first film, and due to all the logistics involved in actually shooting the piece, it was a trial by fire to say the least. The first thing I learned was that yes, I'd picked the right degree. I'd waited a full year of doing only theory work to make this film. As the AD, I learned a huge amount about teamwork. I learnt the skills that are needed on set to make sure a production can happen and run smoothly. I learnt that you need to be incredibly multi-skilled and happy to jump on any task that comes up. Sure, I was the AD, but for many of the shots I was behind the camera or helping the producer set up for the next scene. And while all of that was happening, I was trying my best to keep the director under control. Overall, it was an extremely successful first project, and it formed the group that I've worked with for the rest of my degree. This next film, The Ballad of Jack the Tenor, although only my second film, is actually my second favourite film, and I believe my second best film to date. This film was made while I was overseas on exchange in Canada. One of the reasons that this film was such a success was because of the team behind it. The team was comprised of 4th year media students. We were all extremely driven and motivated to create a fantastic film, and we ended up with just that, an incredible musical murder comedy. Let's watch.
But I'll do anything to be in the choir. It's my passion, my purpose, my burning desire. Anything to be in the choir, to be in the choir. I've worked harder than ever to be on the waiting list. 3 names behind and I'm clenching my fists, and I'll punch and I'll bite and I'll maim my way onto that stage. I'll cut throats and bash heads and I'll orphan their babies. I'll staple their eyes and infect them with rabies and make them work labor for way less than minimum wage. I'll do anything to be in the choir. Pour milk in their coffee that's long since expired. I'll do anything to be in the choir, to be in the choir. I'll do anything to be in the choir. It's my passion, my purpose, my burning desire. Anything to be in the choir, to be in the choir. I'll do anything to be in the choir, to be in the choir.
For this film, I worked as the AC and the key grip. I was also involved in sound recording. In addition to that, I was a stunt double, and I was a camera car operator for the closing shot in this scene. To date, this is my most successful film, as it was awarded Best Short at the Kingston Canadian Film Festival. I'm extremely proud of this project, and it taught me a lot. Again, the importance of multitasking and being multi-skilled on set. Because I want to be a cinematographer, this is an incredible experience getting to work with a more experienced cine, especially on such an enjoyable project. I'm responsible for many of the shots, and I'm responsible for a lot of the lighting that was done in the scenes. As I said, an incredibly successful and enjoyable piece to work on. My third film is the one I'm most proud of. It's a documentary called Dark Skies. Due to a small class size, for this project we only had 4 members in our team, including myself. As a result, I had to take on 2 roles. For this piece, I was both the director and the cinematographer. It was an incredible challenge taking on both roles. I put an incredible amount of work into this film, and in my opinion, it paid off. Let's watch.
Alright, now have a look at this. Take your time, because it'll take a few seconds for your eye to get used to what you're looking at. Oh, just have a look, you'll love this.
The atoms in my body wouldn't have existed if stars hadn't lived and died. So the fact that I can look back through my telescope, I've been looking at galaxies 100 million light years away. So it's a time machine, it's not just a telescope.
You do get comments from people that do come out to the country for the first time and they say, man, I can see stars all the way down to the horizon. And you think, well, yeah, that's how it should be.
As I said before, I'm extremely proud of this film. Working in dual roles was extremely challenging, and yet with the help of my team, we managed to pull off a fantastic film. I learned that, although extremely difficult, I can manage 2 roles at the same time. That being said, I did learn that I do prefer being a cinematographer to being a director. This piece is actually one of 2 pieces of mine that I believe contribute something. As it's a documentary, it talks about the issue of light pollution and raises awareness of an issue that most people don't really know about. It was a fantastic challenge for me, as I've never done astrophotography before, and getting those time lapses was a real challenge, but in my opinion, a real success. This 4th piece is not actually a uni project. We did use Macquarie's equipment, and the team that we filmed with was comprised of members from the screen production course, but with just 3 people we managed to put a story on Channel 7 News. Let's watch.
And legendary coach Forbes Carlisle is tipping big things from our swimming team in Rio.
We have a great team ready for Rio. I think they should do very well indeed.
Carlisle is still involved with the club named in his honour and has celebrated his 95th birthday with wife Ursula. He is an absolute legend. He coached the great Shane Gould. Wow. Happy birthday to Forbes.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks, Jim, very much.
Thanks,
As you can see, our footage worked well with the story, and it allowed a story that otherwise would have been cut from the news to be broadcast. This project taught me that not everything has to be a big production. It's about saying yes to opportunities and using your network to make things happen. This story wouldn't have been aired without a contact at Channel 7, and luckily for us, we had one. This reinforced the importance for me of networking. This last piece, currently titled Table Talk, is still in post-production, but I was the cinematographer and I'm going to be colour grading the piece. This piece had its own difficulties. However, I believe that we were successful in getting the shots we needed to not necessarily show the story we had originally planned, but to create a good story nonetheless. Let's watch.
I call bullshit on that, mate. But either way, we got your gear.
You know what, James? I really don't like your tone.
Really? It's only a game.
As I said, this piece had its own difficulties. It was an extremely difficult pre-production phase, and as a result, that meant our production time became shorter and shorter. As a result, Many of the tasks that I had as a cinematographer, including shot listing and storyboarding, were left to the last minute. Overall, as I already said, we may not have created the film we wanted to, or had originally thought we would, but I think it was a success nonetheless. I'm happy with the work I've done on this film, and proud to add it to my reel. So, to summarise what I've learned from my degree, I've learned the importance of time management, being multi-skilled, the importance of your team, I've discovered the role and career I want to pursue after university, and I've discovered the importance of networking. This has been my portfolio. Thanks for watching.